It is January 2017, and here's an update on the approvals still needed from the provincial ministries for the proposed hydroelectric generating station at the Bala Falls. The summary is that the proponent still needs approvals from both the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry and the Ministry of the Environment and Climate Change. In addition, it appears that approvals they have previously received are no longer valid. As the Ministry of the Environment and Climate Change frequently reminds us, they awarded the proponent final environmental approval on January 23, 2013. The problem is that this approval requires the project be built in the manner it was described for the environmental approval. And the proponent wouldn't be doing this. For example, the proponent showed that the Moon River would be safe outside of the proposed downstream safety boom, but it wouldn't be. And the proponent has also made other environmentally significant changes, for example, on how they would build the upstream cofferdam. So we feel that while this approval was granted, it is no longer applicable. The proponent does not have something called the Environmental Compliance Approval required from the Ministry of the Environment and Climate Change. This would be for things like settling tanks, which are needed to treat the water that would be pumped from their excavation during their proposed project. The problem is, the way the proponent shows their plans is that they would be locating settling tanks in the Precambrian Shield parking lot where they would be allowed, but also in the Don's Bakery parking lot where they are not allowed to have settling tanks according to their lease with the Township of Muskoka Lakes. The proponent's drawing also shows that they would be building the mount for their proposed construction crane blocking the flow of water through the Bala North Dam, and this is not allowed according to their requirements from the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry. From the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry, the proponent does have something called their Phase 1 Plans and Specifications approval. This is for what they call temporary works, such as the cofferdam that they would be required to build as part of their construction. But this approval says it is only for the plans that were submitted for this approval. And the proponent would not be building according to those plans because they have changed the design of their upstream cofferdam. So while they have this approval, it appears to be no longer applicable. The proponent does not have what's called the Phase 2 Plans and Specifications approval from the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry. This is for the actual construction of their proposed generating station. They do not have this approval. So the summary is that the proponent still requires approvals from both the Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry and the Ministry of the Environment and Climate Change, and previous approvals they have received appear to be no longer applicable. As we have found that the proposed project has serious unaddressed public safety problems, we request that no further approvals be granted until the proponent shows that they could operate the proposed generating station safely.